Hi everyone, I've got another exciting video to share with you today. I recently checked out Anzac Station, one of 5 new underground stations being built as part of Melbourne's Metro Tunnel project. In this video, I'll walk around the station and share my first impressions. My name's Ken and I live in Melbourne, Australia. I've always been interested in history, infrastructure, architecture and the environment. I'm creating a video museum of things that interest me. Thanks for coming along for the ride. As part of Rising 2025, the public was invited to explore Anzac Station, with live music and self-guided tours adding to the experience. Anzac Station is the last station of the Metro Tunnel on the southern side of the city, located on the very busy St Kilda Road. It's named Anzac due to its proximity to the Shrine of Remembrance. The Metro Tunnel feels very close to completion, with plenty of speculation online about when it's going to open later this year. The project includes twin underground tunnels stretching from South Kensington to South Yarra, with 5 new stations. Anzac, Arden and Parkville are now complete, but Town Hall and State Library are still under construction. I recently visited Arden Station and will link that video if you want to check it out too. As you approach Anzac Station, the first thing you'll notice is the enormous timber canopy. It's 85 metres long and 20 metres wide. It's actually in the middle of a tram platform, so you don't need to cross the road to get to the tram from the station. There are entrances on Albert Road and Domain Road, as well as the main entrance under the canopy. We used the Domain Road entrance on this day. I noticed there were quite a few structures scattered around the area, all related to the station. One thing that stood out to me was the lack of visual cohesion between these structures. Some lifts are inside cylindrical glass towers, while other things are enclosed in wood or metal. I'm sure there's a reasoning behind the variety, and perhaps the surrounding vegetation will soften the look over time, but on this day it was definitely noticeable. Because we entered via the Domain Road entrance, we needed to walk through a bit of the underground pedestrian level to get to the grand interior of the station, which is the part that's often featured in Metro Tunnel's social media. Along the way, I noticed spaces for future retail, and while there weren't many, it was great to see them included, especially in areas that don't require touching your Myki on. I can definitely see this area becoming an efficient underpass for people who need to cross St Kilda Road. The ceiling in this area featured acoustic baffles with different colours on each side to indicate which direction you are walking in. If you're heading towards the exits of the station, they're pink, but are white when you're heading deeper into the station. It's a simple design choice at all of the Metro Tunnel stations that will help orient passengers. Those pops of colour, along with the timber elements, green beams and public artworks, really help lift the station's otherwise grey and industrial aesthetic. Natural light from the skylights and the canopy also helps. Despite it being a cold winter's day, there was still good sunlight under the canopy. Standing beneath the canopy, the station feels very grand. You could see everyone's eyes drawn upward as they entered that space. Perhaps like me, they were looking for the Metro Tunnel double M motif. It feels like a game of Where's Wally trying to find them all. In my Arden Station video, I also found so many. To the side of this open area are Myki gates, escalators, stairs and elevators leading down to the platforms. As you descend, the design shifts noticeably. Things get a bit darker and you're met with bright orange beams and yellow drum lights that guide the way. There's a lot of glass in this section too. At Arden, I noticed that glass surfaces were already showing bits of dust and bird droppings, and I imagine the same could happen here unless cleaning is quite regular. Of course, the stations aren't open yet, so I'm probably being a little too critical. On the platform level, the orange beams continue and the ceiling feels quite low. I'm not sure if it's the black design elements or the busy visual design, or if it's just a shallower space. Platform screen doors, a first for Melbourne's train network, line each side, and the platforms themselves are long enough to support future 10-car trains. That said, I was surprised at how little seating there was on such a large platform. There's been a lot of online comparison between Melbourne's Metro Tunnel and Sydney's Metro, with some saying Sydney's Metro looks a little bit more finished. Personally, I think the industrial aesthetic feels very Melbourne, and hopefully it'll age well as well. In person, the architecture and design elements are very impressive, And at the end of the day, people probably won't spend a huge amount of time at these stations. As part of the event, there were signs dotted around explaining the artworks, including these mosaics by renowned artist Marie Clark. These mosaics actually feature across all 5 of the Metro Tunnel stations and have footprints of native fauna found across the traditional lands and waters of the 5 Kulin nations. They looked incredible in person. Now, just a reminder that Anzac Station and the Metro Tunnel are not open yet, if you didn't know, but I'm sure you all do. We're all waiting with bated breath. There seems like there are new events every few months where you can get a sneak peek at the stations, so keep an eye out. This one had a great turnout with hundreds of people eager to explore the station. I'd also recommend checking out Rising next year. It's Melbourne's annual winter festival full of performances, art and music. I had a great time exploring Anzac Station and can't wait to see the rest of the stations. A huge thanks to Rising and the Metro Tunnel team for giving the community this opportunity. Thanks for watching. If you found this video interesting, I encourage you to keep exploring. There's always more to discover. And if you've got any extra facts or thoughts, drop them in the comments below.